News Radio 700 WLW.
And Rocket's that day where everybody's bitching. Everybody's got like kind of jet lag or something.
Yeah. And you wouldn't think that, 1 hour of sleep, but again, it's not the end of the world, but it does have a little effect on your body. And you read a lot about, how your biorhythms, and I know you have a lot of biorhythms during the course of a night.
When I'm checking out my horoscope in the morning, I always get my biorhythm meter out and check it.
And your REM sleep and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's all cattywampus right now with the time change yesterday.
Well, and we saw this headline. Well, let's get our guest in here, and it's been a while. We always love talking to her. She's a cardiologist. She is our good friend, Dr. Fahmi Farah. Dr. Farah, welcome back to the program.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be back.
So I'm just going to read this headline. Daylight savings times and your health, why heart attacks spike after the spring forward. Now, let me ask you, why would that be? That you would think, like Rocky just said, an hour.
1 hour.
That affects our health that much?
Well, it's usually more than just one reason. That 1 hour, depending on who the person is, there are various people with pre-existing conditions, those who have prior heart attack history or have blockages in their heart. They're more prone to it, especially the elderly, those who are 60 or above. Even that 1 hour, if it causes enough disruption in their sleep, it can have a detrimental impact. For example, they can have elevated heart rate, elevated blood pressure. And like I said, if they've already had this pre-existing condition, then they could be at risk of much increased risk of having a heart attack.
And what are some other things that happen? Just take us through all the machinations of what happens with losing that hour of sleep.
Yes, and so when we're not getting adequate sleep, there's a surge of reactions that take place physiologically in our body, one of which is disruption in our hormone regulation system. So we actually get quite a few stress hormones released in our body, one of them being cortisol and the other being, like adrenaline. Those have a negative effect on our vital signs like blood pressure and heart rates. Those will be increased, and that can destabilize if there's already a plaque, which is a block that exists in the heart, that can destabilize that and as a result lead to a heart attack. There's also some thought about inflammation as a result of some of the cascade of events that take place. Inflammatory markers can go up, and that can also destabilize the plaque.
So how long does something like this generally last? Are we talking a week here? I mean, a normal, healthy person, what are we talking about here? Should you
to adapt?
Be pretty much get over it in a day or two, or is it going to take a week really to get your rhythm back?
Usually a few days for a healthy person, and even for the elderly, it's usually just a few days. So what we say, this is easily avoidable. As we said, it is only 1 hour, and so what we recommend usually is for people to start adjusting their clocks a little bit earlier by going to sleep 15 to 20 minutes earlier, a couple of days before the time change happens, and also waking up 15 to 20 minutes earlier every day. So by the time the time change hits, you're kind of already prepared and your circadian rhythm doesn't take that hit.
I also read that there's a spike in the amount of accidents this morning, a morning like this, drowsy driving because of a simple time change.
Exactly, because a lot of people who, didn't get to set their clock ahead of time, a couple of days before, they're not quite readjusted. And so people are waking up sleep deprived a little bit. Even that 1 hour, even for a normal person, can make a difference. And so especially early in the morning when they're waking up, they've lost that 1 hour of sleep. They're still sleepy. So yes, the risk of having car accidents is definitely there. Definitely.
So this is essentially jet lag, huh?
Pretty much. It's very similar. The idea is very similar because just like in jet lag, it's that circadian rhythm that gets affected. It's very similar physiology here.
Interesting. I mean, for me, I'm on a pretty routine schedule with when I go to sleep, when I wake up. So I definitely felt it. And again, it's not the end of the world, but you can definitely feel it affect you. And I feel the same way if I'm traveling to Central Time or Mountain Time or God forbid, West Coast Time. I'm all kinds of screwed up.
Yes, and the other group of people that are really susceptible to this are those who are shift workers, for example, hospital workers. A lot of us already have very difficult schedules to begin with, people who are working odd hours, night hours. And so when you add that 1 hour of disruption, it really could add up to a lot for them particularly.
So is there anything you can do, like diet-wise, or just, we were talking about adjusting your sleep schedule and stuff, but it's not, hydrate more or anything like that, or is it just buck up and get over it in a week?
Well, certainly diet and hydration is very important. You should not deviate from healthy diet. Definitely make sure that you're staying hydrated. And at the end of the day, really the main focus would be getting adjusted and starting early.
So slugging back some extra Jack Daniels last night before bedtime probably wasn't my best bet, eh?
Probably not.
With that, Dr. Farah, we will let you go. It is always our pleasure. We really appreciate it.
Of course, it was my pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Fahmi Farah. She is a cardiologist based out of Dallas.